at one of my very favorite spots on the planet for cocktails. We're at the Ball and Biscuit in Indianapolis, and we're with my friend Kendall, who is the premier mixologist. So Kendall, the holiday season is well upon us.
Yes.
And if you are a novice in the bar, but you have impromptu guests come over, what can you do that will impress them, make you look like a rock star, but be easy at the same time?
Well, everyone typically has milk in their home, I'm assuming. Unless you're lactose intolerant, then this is really not the drink for you. But I like to do a drink called a milk punch. It's a classic cocktail, and I like to do a little bit of cinnamon as a garnish. I'll go ahead and make one of those for you. Basically, all you're going to do is take some rum, some brandy, a little bit of simple syrup, some whole milk, and some Angostura bitters. Those are all things you can make either at home or you can get from the liquor store that's just down the street from you.
Okay.
They're pretty easy ingredients. So we take an ounce of organic whole milk, which is what I like to use, but you can use whatever milk you want. Whole milk, I think, tends to work a little bit better just because it's basically just a little richer, a little thicker. It's going to create a little more oomph for that cocktail. I like to do a Blackbeard spiced rum, which is actually a pretty affordable spiced rum. And they actually created Captain Morgan's recipe, but they're just a phenomenal spiced rum. Pierre Duchesne French brandy is what I like to use because it has heavy vanilla notes, but really any brandy that you have will probably work.
And it's easy to find?
Okay.
A
couple dashes of Angostura bitters, and an ounce of simple syrup, which is basically just sugar water. It's a 1-to-1 ratio that you cook down and boil, and then you stir for about 10 minutes, and then let it cool off, and you have a reduction.
All right.
Add a little bit of ice. Shake.
It's good for your muscles too.
It is. I'm really strong.
I believe it.
And then we strain it into what I like to call an embassy glass, but martini glasses work just as well. And I'm gonna find my cinnamon, so hold on one second. There it is. I'm gonna top it off. A little bit of cinnamon. And the aroma and the flavors are amazing. You wanna give it a shot?
And it looks festive. I do, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, that's a winner.
It's good stuff.
That's delicious.
Good.
So the milk punch is delicious.
Thank you.
What's another option for those surprise guests?
This one's a little more masculine. It's gonna be called the Trinidad Sour. It's with Angostura bitters, which is in the last cocktail. So basically, it's an ingredient already in your home. If you want to make both, that you don't have to go buy again. Fresh lemon juice, Wilkes & Wilson Orgeat, which is actually an almond syrup. It's great. You can get it at Con Liquors on the north side or downtown. And then I like to do a rye whiskey, but you can pretty much do any whiskey you want.
Okay.
So basically, it's pretty easy. It's an ounce of all of those ingredients. So we're going to do an ounce of the Wilkes & Wilson Orgeat. I'm going to pour that into the martini glass like I was going to build it in there. An ounce of Angostura bitters, which seems like a lot, but literally this drink is going to be Christmas in your mouth. Rye whiskey. I like to use Jim Beam rye. It's not very expensive, but it's a great quality product. And fresh lemon juice. Again, you can buy that at the store. It doesn't necessarily have to be fresh. It'll still taste good, but not nearly as good as mine. Shake it. And then strain it into your martini glass. It's a beautiful color.
Pretty. Yeah, I love it.
And then you can top it off with a lemon peel or a cherry or whatever you feel like, or you can just leave it as is. But it's certainly a masculine tasting cocktail, but females can certainly go for it as well. I love it.
Delish.
Thank you.
Very, very good. Cheers.
Next cocktail we're gonna make, or my favorite cocktail right now, is called Pearly Legal. It's basically, I like to say, basically a pear tart soaked in tequila in your mouth. It has a really yummy creme brulee, almost vanilla-y type flavor. And I'm more of a Blanco tequila drinker, but I'm really just any type of tequila drinker. It's my favorite spirit. Also, the Blackbeard spiced rum. It's got great flavors, not too expensive, so you at home can buy it. It's not too, over the top. Went ahead and made a brown sugar maple simple syrup, which is just equal parts brown sugar and maple syrup with some water. We boil it, cook it down, and use it and turn it into a syrup. A little bit of cinnamon, and then some pears that we've actually cut up, soaked in rum, cooked down with some spices that you'd see in any type of Christmas pie or fall pie or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and make this for you. We do a pretty nice bar spoonful of rum-soaked pears. Go ahead and do 3/4 ounces of the brown sugar maple syrup. Go ahead and do 1 ounce of the Blackbeard spiced rum. And 1.5 ounces of the Casa Noble Reposado tequila. It might seem like a lot of tequila, but with all the flavors that you've got going on, it really masks it, and it's delicious. All right, add a little ice. Shake it. And then for this one, you're going to want to double strain it. You can use any type of household tool that's a strainer. You don't have to use bar tools. That way you can make it at home. But you double strain it so those chunks of pears don't get into the glass and it's easier for you to drink. You get a nice frothiness on top. So when we add a little bit of cinnamon on top, it gives it a nice flavor and coloring, and the aroma's wonderful. And I'm actually going to take a sip of this one because it's my favorite. Yeah, perfect. Cheers.
Cheers.